Hey, what's going on everyone? It's me, Marco from PhoneDog.com, bringing you an exclusive first look at the new BLU Vivo 4.8 HD. This is in addition to their Vivo lineup with their larger 4.8-inch Super AMOLED display and an amazingly thin 6.97mm design. The first impression from this device is really incredible. It feels exactly like a Lumia, but way thinner and more compact. It's all made out of this one piece of plastic, but I'm not exactly sure what it's made out of, to be honest. It's not polycarbonate because I think polycarbonate has a definite more dense feel than this plastic. It definitely feels a little bit more hollow and definitely a little bit cheaper because, again, this device is an affordable solution to a mid-range Android device. Going around the phone, you'll only find a couple of ports and buttons. On the top, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack. Going to the left side, you'll find your volume rocker and a power sleep wake button. That's a really odd place, especially for a phone like this. You have nothing on the bottom, and on the right side, a slot for your SIM card and a micro USB port. On the back, it's basically plain. You have your 8-megapixel camera. It does have a slight bump to it. I think it's worth noting that this phone looks fantastic in white, but it does come in a few different colors, but this one reminds me of a Nokia Lumia 920 or even the Nexus 5. Overall, the shape of this phone with the tapered edges feels great in the hand. As I mentioned, the 4.8-inch display is a Super AMOLED display, but it has a resolution of 1280 by 720. It's not as high resolution as I wanted, but again, this one looks really good and you really can't see any pixels from this display, and they've also added a technology called View. Basically, it's supposed to make this AMOLED display look like an IPS display, so it gives you a wider range of viewing angles. So the result is a very wide range of viewing angles, similar to an LCD with in-plane switching. From what I've seen, it looks amazing indoors, and all the viewing angles from the inside, say when you're under controlled lighting, it's basically the same as, say, an IPS display found on the iPhone or on the Motorola X, but this one, when you take it outside, however, it does start to lose a lot of its visibility. Underneath, you find a 1.5 GHz quad-core processor, 1 GB of RAM, an 8-megapixel shooter on the back, and a 5-megapixel front-facing camera. Not as spec'd up as the Life Pure we looked at a couple days ago, but still a very spec-heavy device, especially with the new Power VR 544 GPU. On paper, this is a mid-range device, but with this GPU, it loads games just as fast as the Samsung Galaxy S4, and that's something that I've tested myself. On the software side of things, this is running Android 4.2 Jelly Bean with BLU's custom skin on top of it, but this one is a lot less obstructive than the software found on, say, the Life Pure. For the most part, it feels almost stock Android, but some of the icons are a little different, and there's also their custom web browser rather than, say, a pre-installed Google Chrome. The experience so far has been really normal, very close to all the other Android devices. I do like having the benefit of a really thin phone. I mean, this thing is thinner than the iPhone 5S. It's thinner than basically any phone that's around. It's 6.97mm, but the only trade-off is the battery life. Now, this one actually outlasts my iPhone 5S by maybe 2 or 3 hours, but that's with hardcore usage. So again, it's probably going to last a long time for a lot of people who don't use their phones so much. Now, a couple complaints that I already have is just basically the BLU custom software. Now, it still kind of throws me off when I, say, go to the settings, and it just looks a lot different from what I'm used to. It's a little bit worse than TouchWiz in terms of how fluid and how well it's designed in terms of how the software looks like, how the custom interacts with the Android 4.2. Yet again, that's something from a smaller manufacturer. I mean, this is not a 10-year product. This was only a couple years in the making, so I'm sure with better software, and also they've announced Android 4.4 for BLU devices, so hopefully by then we'll see a better software experience. Yet again, this is a great device. I mean, it's only $250, and I think I have a lot more to learn from this device until my full review, so make sure to stay tuned for the full review of the BLU Vivo 4.8. But my name is Marco Hanna from PhoneDog.com. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at PhoneDog, and follow me on Twitter at PhoneDog_Marco, and also like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDog. And I'll see you guys in the next video.